we go.
Welcome to the Iron Breed Podcast. My name is Austin, and here again with me today is Gerard.
What's going on, everyone? How we doing today?
We are doing good. We are doing good. Hope
Right?
you're
If
doing
only we
good as
could hear
well.
him.
If
I
only we
say
could hear
that
you.
because, yeah, man, yeah, because I hope y'all are doing good. Me and Austin are getting it after it right now, getting a late night Wednesday recording session in just to make sure that we can keep up with the schedule that we've wanted to do. And we're going to talk to you about something that we did together. It's funny, we actually both kind of agreed on it, had talked about it. We sold our Xbox and PS4s.
Oh,
Why?
I
Why would you
know.
do that? So
To
many people
clarify, so you
said,
don't
right?
miscategorize me, I
But
was the PS4 guy. So don't loop
well,
me in with all your Xbox shit. No, I'm just kidding.
I got the PS4 and the Xbox, so I was the real gamer junkie. And I'll be hopefully by the time this one comes out, they are sold. I have them up on two websites right now, just waiting for that, hopefully nice price range so I can go ahead and do it.
Facebook
But we're gonna get
Marketplace,
into
baby.
why we felt we need to do this. Exactly.
I'm a
That
wizard
Facebook
on the
Marketplace
marketplace.
it's got the best deals.
Oh, it does. I'm a wizard. I'll find you what you need. I'm gonna advertise my Facebook Marketplace deal finding service soon. Keep your eyes out for it. But no, not to steal the thunder, but we're gonna talk about why we decided to do this. And so, actually, I was the one that pulled the trigger first a few weeks ago. A few weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah.
At the time of this recording, a few weeks ago, but the idea originally started with Gerard. Gerard had been telling me, man, I'm really thinking about doing this. And now that thought had been in the back of my mind for a little while now. And with him expressing that, I was like, huh, you know, maybe. And I really started to think because here I am, I'm looking at this PS4 that's starting to collect dust. I think this quarantine, right? We all have the most amount of time that we ever do. And I played it like once. And I was like, wow, I have all this time now. And I realized that when all this is over, like, because right now we're recording this in the middle of June, things are starting to open back up. Gyms are opening back up. And it's like, okay, if I'm like barely playing this now when I have all this time, when the hell am I going to play it when we get back to like working and like regularly and going to the gym and like doing things like the way we were? I'm like, makes no sense to me. Like, why am I still like doing this?
Yeah, man, I'm with you there. And so it's funny for me, it goes pretty deep. I've loved video games, had like just crazy passion, even I would say an unhealthy almost addiction to them since very very young. School, you don't want to do your homework, you hop on the system. It's easy, it's mind numbing, and also is fun. It's a lot of instant gratification. So when I was going through everything that I went through, in Portland, video games kind of became the only thing I did, and they became so devaluing to me that truthfully just kept me from pursuing all my goals. And what I would realize is I would be out here, and I would still have that urge to play. And even after I would get done playing, I'd be like, man, I went way past the time I wanted to. I really wanted to just play for like an hour, and I played for like 3 hours, 4 hours, maybe even 6 hours. Like, what am I doing? And so, what I started doing on a calendar, I would write down how many hours I studied and how many hours. Do you hear that, Austin? There's a
Y-
car. There's a car going off right now. People, sorry if you hear. I hope somebody fixes their car.
Oh no, I'm
but
too
I
busy
so
checking out what my dog's doing. We're good.
yeah, the puppos. So I would jot down how many hours I studied that day, and then I would put right underneath it how many hours of video games I would play. And it was consistently 3 times the amount of hours playing video games, and it felt like that. It felt like it just went by super quick. And so each week I would try to wind that back until it got to about a month ago. I just didn't play them at all. Haven't been playing them at all. It's the same. It's just collecting dust out there, and that's when I realized, okay, now I'm finally at a point in time where I can have this healthy detachment, step away from this thing, and I can sell it and use it to actually put it towards use for something that I've wanted to for a while, for goals, for Iron Breed, for an actual a working computer. Donate if you want to help. No, I'm kidding.
Uh,
But so it was just it was a change. It was realizing that this was something that was oftentimes a crutch and used as an excuse to get away from the work. And it took some discipline. And what I started to realize too is, and we're going to get into it a little more, every time I played, no matter how maybe, crappy I felt afterwards, "Oh, I can't believe I played for that many hours." I always wanted to come back for more. And so if you aren't familiar with the neurochemical dopamine, it's the pleasure one. That dopamine drip when you're playing a video game, you get a drip of dopamine in your brain, and it's saying, "Ooh, this is fun. This is, oh, I just did this. Ah, I just leveled up. Instant gratification. Give me more." And so even when you're, man, I'm so unproductive, or you just get off the hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours next day, your mind is like, "Oh, let's get back on. Let's get that reward. Let's get that dopamine drip going again." And I think that's why that 6 hours of video games went by in a blip, whereas that 2 hours studying was a grind, because it's satisfaction, that instant gratification.
Zoom telling us my or our internet connection is unstable. Thank you. I'm very well aware. That's life, though. Life is unstable, so you got to roll with the punches and be prepared for anything. So, no, for real though, he's totally spot on. And no, we're not saying, Callie, stop. We're not saying that you can't play video games. It's just that we both came to the realization and acknowledged that for us to accomplish what we want to do, that's just not a conducive part of what we need to be doing. I mean, like Gerard said, he, would play in certain other times. And like, I mean, I remember in undergrad, there'd be times where it's like, I don't really feel like studying. I'm going to play video games. Oh, shit. And there was a period of time in Dallas where like when I was like going through it, and I would just play video games, and I would just sit there and like numbingly, mindlessly playing video games. And I'm a huge MLB The Show junkie, so I would literally sit there and play 162 games of an MLB franchise, every single game,
Oh.
and then into the playoffs. Do you realize how much time that is? I was like, damn, if I would have committed that time to something like actually like beneficial, that would be amazing. I mean, I remember I used to be so into Fortnite, like, and I remember one day
Oh, those were the days.
I used to be so into Fortnite, and then it was like, oh damn, like stay in and hang out with the guys playing Fort, or like, oh, actually go meet somebody like a girl in person. Oh well, okay, I guess I'll like maybe not stay inside and play Fortnite. And yeah, like life, it happens. But I just got to this point where, I mean, and even got to the point where selling it was really hard. It was actually like a really hard
Yeah.
thing to do. Like, I'm glad that it was on Facebook Marketplace and these people came to my apartment and like they're there. Like they're here. I can't go back now. It's like I'm waiting for this PS4 to finish its resetting because they ain't stealing my personal data today. So I'm like, all right. So like they're in my apartment, they're waiting for this. And I'm just like, damn, this is really happening. But then they walk away with it and I'm like, well, that's it. But I felt relieved to an extent, and then I immediately turned that funds into a guitar. But that's because that's what I like to spend my time doing, and it's constructive for me to spend the time playing guitar and like working on all sorts of different stuff with guitar. So It's, kind of eliminating certain aspects of my life that aren't conducive for where I'm trying to go. Meanwhile, using that time more constructively in ways that I feel are more beneficial, even though obviously playing a guitar is not directly related to me trying to work on Iron Breed or make that better. It's a nice activity that I can do that I enjoy that is fun.
Exactly. Kind of ties back into that work-life balance podcast that we just dropped a few weeks ago, and it's like it's a more intrinsically rewarding passion, hobby, and skill. And honestly, playing video games might have taken away from that practice, that time that you needed
It
to,
has in
and
the past.
yeah, and it's something too, man. That you're growing nicely, and so you're blossoming. Like it's crazy to see like Austin go from this like I'm getting back into guitar to he's sending me like these riffs he's doing, and I'm like, oh man, I can't even like play a harmonica or for half a note or something. So I think, like, and it's funny because for individuals who listen to this and like aren't into video games at all, they're gonna be like, "What's the big deal? It's
Oh,
it's
it's gonna
it's
be
you
like a
should get
huge
rid of it."
trigger warning. Yeah.
Yeah, but for those gamer guys and girls out there, you know this. You know what we're saying is hard, and you know that even the idea of like, "What? It's on my PS4 and my Xbox?" Like that's one of your prized possessions, and especially I know a big part for me is like I have a lot of friends, man. I got a lot of friends in different states, and that was the way we would connect. That we get on, let's game, okay? And I love all those friends, man, like from the bottom of my heart. But what I realize is like I still have that relationship with them. I still have that connection. I just got to work a little harder. I got to text them. I got to call them. I got to, actually check in on them rather than just, oh, hey, you want to get on the game? Oh, hey, you want to play the game? And so another big thing for me to get a little back is I've been on a neuroscience kick lately. That's been my, kind of interest and passion. And so beta brainwaves, man. So you got different types of beta brainwaves. And when you're playing a video game, especially when we talk about like Fortnite or Call of Duty or any honest, just about any video game, your brain is going through high level beta brainwaves, which is actually high stress inducing. So maybe you're getting like that cortisol, or excuse me, that dopamine drip, but you may actually go through something that's so irritating or like frustrating, you might even start releasing cortisol, a stress hormone.
Oh,
And
for
at that
sure.
point, the
That's why I
video
stopped
game's
playing Fortnite.
defeating
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, yo, I can't do this shit. This game makes me too mad. Also, because I'm
Yeah,
probably not
seriously.
that great at it either, but like,
Right.
yeah.
You get a 6-year-old who builds a tower on you, just pop.
Yo, I know. And it's not even funny. It's like, damn. But then again, I guess I'd rather be good at other things. Now, don't get me wrong, like, we're always like super supportive of people doing what's best for them and like, building their own brand or building their own business. So like if your brand is literally like you make money playing video games or like you're a successful Twitch streamer, or you're trying to like that's what your goals are to like be a Twitch streamer or to like get into that space to be a gamer on that level or like to get into the gaming world. Okay, for sure. For sure. Go after that, do your thing. Because that's no different than me trying to play guitar, us trying to do this podcast. You're just trying to do your thing in the field of which you're interested in. I think the thing to keep in mind for all of those who might get upset by what we are saying is that it's really more so just kind of like a heads up to you like, hey, don't let this stuff get in the way of doing what you got to do to get where you want to go. There's a time and place for everything. For sure, there's a time and place, but don't let this take away from that time and that space that you need to be doing the stuff that you need to do to get to where you want to go. And that's really like what we're trying to say here.
Exactly. And so I think for us, that's what we both realized is like we had kind of been weaning back, not playing, not being honest so much. And then it actually got to a point where it's like, wow, I actually don't even take use or really advantage of this like system anymore. Let me go ahead and actually put it to one last final use. so I can, get some cash, get some little money out of it, and put it towards something else that I want to essentially reinvest in, and another investment in myself, whether it be, we mentioned computers or guitars or just something else you find of intrinsic value. And so, Austin, I think it's very fitting that since, by the time this podcast comes out, we will be gameless, systemless. We will just be a couple of regular dudes. Not kidding.
No, we're
Let's
not
say,
regular. There ain't nothing regular about us. No way. No,
nah, no,
no,
I'm
ain't
kidding.
nothing regular about this work ethic. And
Exactly. But let's say one final farewell to all those games we love. So I personally would like to kick it off. I'm gonna say farewell to Fortnite and all the hours of fun you gave me. Oh, you were
oh,
so great, and all the seasons. So long to Call of Duty, Black Ops, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, all of them. Even the last one, Call of Duty Warzone. You almost kept me around, but nope, I had to leave you. And my one true love, Apex Legends. That game, oh man, that game almost made me want to become a Twitch streamer. That's how much I played that game. It was an unhealthy amount. And you know what? I may see you guys later. I may play you guys later, but right now, I'm happy to just be on my own, working on my goals.
wow. This is funny that you made me think, what games am I saying farewell to? Definitely Skyrim.
Oh,
It makes me it makes me kind of sad that I might not be around for Elder Scrolls 6. I mean, maybe I might have to re-get a system for that if I,
right.
can fit that into my life, because I can only imagine how sick that would probably be on a PS5. Neither here nor there anymore, though. Yeah, Skyrim, I love you deeply. I know I've spent multiple, at least 80 hours upon each game. I've played it on a few different systems, PS3, PS4, and
Yeah.
PC. So yeah. Madden, I'm not gonna miss you. You guys don't do anything other than change graphics. NHL, you were kind of fun. MLB, I'm gonna miss you. However, what really sold the deal for me selling this PS4 was that this most recent version of the game, it was by far the most trash. I had such high expectations, and I honestly think that the hitting mechanics, the pitching mechanics were so bad that it wasn't even enjoyable for me to play my favorite game in like ever, and so that made it that much easier for me to actually pull the trigger on selling my PS4. So, in a way, thank you, San Diego Studios.
I love it, man. I think that's fitting. And like we said, this is just us and what we wanted to talk about. So take some time, reflect, see if you're, sacrificing too much time on these systems, on these games, and you do have goals, you do have aspirations that you want to get after. Start making those adjustments, cutting back a little bit, giving yourself time and effort to pursue those things outside of the games. As always, you can catch us on the Iron Breed. Iron Breed. Oh man, you can tell it's late. We're dragging us.
I know it's so bad. It's partly like, yeah. Iron Breed Instagram. You can find us at Iron Breed Performance on Instagram. You can find me at the _ Zekman. Gerard has a big red beard, and honestly, I can't remember his handle off the top of my head. So hit me with
Oh,
that.
it's just my name. That's gonna be
Oh wow.
GerardLetendre. Like you said, you're gonna see a big red beard. And as always, people, much love. We appreciate you tuning in. We've seen a couple people drop some likes and comments. Thank you so much. That means the world to us.
And
And
thank you for your reviews on Apple. That is
yes.
huge. Seriously, if you're listening on Apple, or even if you don't have Apple Podcasts, but you could just slide on in there and give us a review, a 5-star rating and a review, it would be much appreciated. If you're on Spotify, give us a follow. We are also on YouTube. Subscribe there to our channel, like our videos, leave a comment, let us know what you like, what you don't like, what you think is interesting, what you think is boring, the whole 9 yards. We want to know. We're trying to make this a better experience for everyone involved, not just us, but for you, because that's who this podcast is for. So, once again, we thank you for tuning in and listening. Thanks for listening to the Iron Breed podcast.